What is the Dressage Training Scale? In today's video, I'm going to answer that question. You don't want to miss it, so stick around. My name is Vera Lynn Lombardi, and I'm in dressage training along with my beautiful straight Egyptian Arabian mare Pippa. And as we've been doing our training, we are learning all about the Dressage Training Scale. Sometimes it's referred to as the scales of German training. Why is that? Because it did originate in Germany way back in 1912, and then it was updated in 1937, and then later on in the 1950s. This was originally a series of movements codified on paper by equestrian experts in the German Calvary. So it was all military based, including the movements themselves and the display of classical riding. Today, going forward from the 1950s, this is the foundation of dressage that we all are training in. If you are in the dressage sport, it is the foundation that judges use when you are getting ready to show in dressage in the different levels. So let me go over exactly what the training scale is. The training scale is depicted visually as a pyramid, in a pyramid shape. The first three levels start at the bottom, the broad bottom base of the pyramid, rhythm. Unfortunately, my visual here of the training scale is being clipped at the bottom, so you don't see the bottom level of rhythm, but that is what I'm talking about first, and then I'll go on to all of the rest of the levels. Rhythm is a reference to energy and tempo that the horse must maintain. The horse has three natural gaits, and the horse sport of dressage is dedicated to maintaining these three pure natural gaits of all horses. Those gaits are walk, trot, and canter. The walk is a 4-beat gait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 legs, 4-beat walk. The next gait is the trot. The trot is a 2-beat gait. 1, 2, 1, 2. The front and hind diagonal pair legs on either side move forward, and that is what gives you the 2-beat tempo. And the third gait is canter, and the canter is a 3-beat gait. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So those natural gaits are what make up the rhythm section of dressage, and it's the foundation to have these three natural gaits and have them the right tempo. Okay, next is relaxation. This refers to elasticity and suppleness. This is the horse. We are looking for the horse to be completely relaxed, to not be holding tension anywhere in the body in order to achieve all of these movements, starting at the very beginning and moving up through all of the difficult movements of dressage. The horse must be relaxed to get the quality of movement and to achieve what we're asking them to do. The third level is connection, and this is also called acceptance of the bit through acceptance of the aids. The aids are the cues that we are communicating to the horse. We're not just communicating it through the bit, through our hands, isolated. We are communicating our aids through our seat and our legs primarily, and then finally through the hands a little bit, mostly through the seat and the legs, and that is how the horse hears us and responds and accepts the rider and accepts the aids. So those are the first three levels of the training scale. Before I go on to the next three levels of the Dressage Training Scale, if you are liking this video and getting value from it, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to A Life with Horses so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, let's continue. After the first three levels of the training scale, we move on to impulsion, straightness, and finally collection at the pinnacle of the pyramid. Impulsion is increased energy and thrust, and this is necessary in order to carry out some of the movements, many of the movements that get more and more difficult. For example, the canter flying change. When you are changing leads, you're going to the left and you come across the diagonal and you want to change to the right lead in the canter without breaking the canter stride. It has to be done mid-air. It takes a lot of propulsion, a lot of impulsion, and a lot of coordination and muscle strength and balance for the horse to do that. So that's an example. Okay, the next one up from Impulsion is Straightness. Now, this does not refer to a straight line. All of dressage is done on various circles, 15 meter, 20 meter, 10 meter, maybe a straight line, and around the outside of the arena you are going straight. But this straightness really refers to improved alignment and balance. So in all of the movements that you're doing, you're seeking always improved alignment of the horse and improved balance, which helps you carry out the more difficult movements. And finally, last but not least, collection, increased engagement and lightness of the forehand and self-carriage. The horse has to get more and more onto the back of its legs. The muscles in the back have to strengthen, the coordination of the horse, the lightness on the forehand, so they can carry out these very difficult movements such as canter pirouettes, where they're sitting on their back legs basically and cantering around themselves with the forehand super light and super uphill. So that's the final tier of the pyramid. But when you're doing dressage, you are doing these movements and working on these levels all through your training, from the very beginning all the way up to advanced. You go up and down the training scale. When you introduce a new movement, you have to go back to rhythm and relaxation and connection, and you have to keep reinforcing it. So there's never an end to dressage, which is what makes it so challenging, so fascinating, and it does require a lot of patience for you and your horse to learn this incredibly beautiful sport. I hope you've enjoyed today's video on what is the Dressage Training Scale. Please feel free to leave any questions or comments below. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.